What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. We're going to add a little tagline for our videos now. We thought about this long and hard, and we came up with leveraging real estate for freedom. And again, leverage. We want to leverage and utilize what real estate can do to obtain freedom. I think that's very important. You know, for me, I focus on making money. I want to make a lot of money. I want to teach you guys to make some money. But money is not the end goal. The end goal is what money can provide, right? And so it's the freedom part. It's the freedom to do what you want to do when you want to do it without any restrictions. So, you know, for me, I think being confined to an area, small area with nothing to do is probably the worst thing I could possibly do. Now, being free, travel to wherever I want to, how I want to, when I want to, without restrictions, like that's the ultimate dream. And so the tagline, leveraging real estate for freedom, I think resonates a lot with me. And hopefully you guys can utilize it to help propel your life forward. So welcome to another episode, leveraging real estate for freedom. It is very exciting because I closed the deal right around New Year. So on December 31st, and they funded, I think, January 2nd or something like that. And this deal, myself and my entire team has been working on it for 2 years now. And it's exciting because not only is it very profitable, but also at the same time, the deal did not depend on the market conditions. It was purely the operators kind of working on the property, forcing the appreciation. And I want to go over that with you guys because, you know, when you're depending on the market, you have no idea what's going to happen with the market. If it goes down, okay, does your profit go down? If the market goes up, does your profit go up? You kind of just, it's almost like a gamble, right? So what I want to do and what I'm doing and focusing on is to obtain a skill set so that it doesn't matter what happens in the market and still for you to be successful and be profitable in real estate. We're actually on our way to the property right now. You know, you guys would get to see it. It's not in the best area, to say for the least. This is probably one of the most troublesome properties that I have to deal with. At the same time, you have to understand the higher the profit margin, the higher the profit, there's more risk that is involved. You know, low risk, low income potential, this is generally the rule of thumb here. You know, higher risk, higher income potential. And with this property, I definitely felt all of that because, again, it's very, very profitable. There was definitely a lot of risk that we had to deal with. I mean, the story just goes on and on. I had a crackhead that broke into the house or broke into one of the units for like 20 days straight. It was insane. He'll come break into the unit at night. We would get someone to patch up the unit, bolt the doors, and they would break back in. The police didn't do anything. I don't know how Sacramento Police Department, it was so horrible. I mean, I was horrified by the amount of work that they didn't do. Anyways, so we're on our way to go look at the property right now, and I'll share some numbers with you guys so you guys can understand exactly how the breakdown works. I'll see you guys soon. I bought this 8plex 2 years ago for $500,000. I put down $200,000, and this past week I just sold it for $833,000. My profit margin was over 150%, okay? Now, when I first got the property, each unit was rented out for $650 on average. When I sold it, each unit was renting out for, on average, $900 to $950, right? So I increased the gross scheduled income by over 30%, and the property's value increased. You're talking about just all my $200,000 down payment, I gain over 150%, right? Now, this is important because a lot of people, they do flips. Now, when you're flipping a property, you buy a single family home, you fix it up, you sell it. Everybody and their mom who is an investor is doing that, right? Now, the profit margin is very low because everybody's competing with you. On something like this, where it's 4+ unit commercial, 4+ unit is considered commercial unit, right? So 4+ unit commercial unit, not that many people is in this space. And when you put a multiplier, let's just say, for example, you buy one property, you increase the income potential by 20-30%, right? And to an investor, you might have increased the value of the property by 20 to 30%. Now, what if you put a multiplier on that, right? So that's what we did here. Instead of doing 1 unit, we renovated all 8 units over the course of 2 years. And then we did a makeover for the property. I mean, like, you can kind of see, if you look at this property and you look at the property to the left, they're identical units. However, this unit is more fixed up, and my unit I'm talking about is more fixed up. At the same time, it commands higher rental income. Now, for any investor, income is one of the key factors to helping them make a decision whether or not they purchase the property. A property like this there's a set of problems that come with them, and we address the problems. That's why there's profit to be made, right? So I'll just tell you what we have done so far. I mean, we redid these stairs, we redid the upstairs platform. Let's see. This is it's a laundry room, okay? However, we had to board it up and seal it. I mean, you can kind of see, at one point we had to bolt this shut because people kept on breaking into it and doing drugs. There's a back unit sealed off in here that I've never been to for the entirety. I still haven't opened it yet. And back here we had, these vents were probably non-existent. There were holes on it, people were coming all the time. There was one unit here that we had a drug user broke into the unit every single day, almost 20 days straight. Can you imagine that? And then what do I do as a property owner? Tenants would tell me, okay, well, the property got broken into, we'll get the handyman out here. They would bolt it shut, get the doors closed, and then at night, these crackheads would break back in with power tools. They would break back into the unit. We'd call the cops show up 3 hours later, tells us there's nothing they can do. At one point, it even escalated to the point where I was here. I was so pissed off. I was here with my gun and my Range Rover, and I see them in front of me breaking in. I'm calling the police on the phone, and I'm telling the police I'm watching these guys break into my unit, and the police goes, okay, well, just wait. I waited 2 hours. The police shows up. The guys left, and I'm telling the police, you know who it is. We know who it is. We have his identification. Because he used to be a renter a long time ago here. He just kept on breaking in after he got evicted, right? And then the police tells us, okay, not only do I have to be here as a property owner, the people who are breaking in have to be here, they have to be in the unit, and the police have to be here. All three things have to align in order for the police to do anything about it. I mean, like, if the police shows up 2-3 hours after the call, how can anybody be there? It's insane. So that's just one of the things that we have to deal with. I mean, just look around, you know. When there's a problem and you can address a problem, that's where the money is to be made. Another incident here is pretty crazy. A drug dealer or something like that ran through the fence, hits this building in this corner with his car, okay? This is just like some of the stuff that we dealt with. Insane. Alright, we're going to talk about the numbers, the breakdown of this property. This is very exciting for me. I love numbers. You guys should learn to love numbers as well. So let's talk about it real quick, okay? So, about the property, before we get into it, keep in mind, I'm not going to extreme details about every single little number. However, I am going to go in just enough so you understand the concept behind everything, alright? Now, I bought this property about 2 years ago for $500,000. Number one, I did not use cash to buy the property. I leveraged, leveraged bank's money to buy the property. My company put down $200,000. We got a loan of $300,000. When I bought it, the gross scheduled income, what is gross scheduled income? It is the income that is scheduled to come in. Now, whether or not we receive it all the time, probably not. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we get a little bit more from deposits or miscellaneous, whatever else, okay? Now, let me explain that concept to you real quick. So gross scheduled income, let's just say we have 10 tenants that is scheduled to pay $1,000 each. So gross scheduled income will be $10,000, correct? Now, if one tenant doesn't pay rent, only 9 paid rent, that's $9,000 that came in. The $9,000 is actualized income. However, the gross scheduled income was $10,000. See the difference? So let's talk about it. When I first bought the property, the gross scheduled income was $62,400. debt service is what I pay to maintain loans. Basically, the mortgage payment is $18,600 a year. Operating expenses total of $20,000, which breaks down to property management, taxes, insurance, and utilities. When I bought the property, the net was around, calculated net is around 11.82%. Cap rate was 8.45%. Okay. Now, when I sold the property, it's on a whole different set of metrics. Okay. The first set of metrics I explained is on the left side. Randall should have put it right here, right? And now I'm going to talk about the metrics on the right side, right? Which is the metrics for the new buyer. So when I sold it, when this new buyer, the new investor bought it, he or she or they, I think it was a company, bought it at $833,000. The gross scheduled income when they bought it was $86,400. So we increased the gross scheduled income by 38.46%, which is significant. Okay, I think it was from $600 a month to around $1,000 per unit per month, right? And this is a 8-unit apartment building. Operating expenses for this new owner is $24,252, which again breaks down property management, taxes, insurance, and utilities. Taxes went from $6,000 to $9,000 because now they're paying taxes on the new assessed value, right? So the new buyer bought it at a 7.46% cap rate, which is still incredible here in Sacramento. You're not going to be able to find that, or it's very difficult to find that. Well, when he bought it at that cap rate. Now, let's talk about what all of this means for my company, okay? So we sold at $833,000 minus the first mortgage payoff, which is $288,760, what we owe, the balance that we owe for the mortgage. We paid $41,650 of agent commissions, which is 2.5% buyer's agent, 2.5% seller's agent. Title insurance and fees equivalent to $3,723. We grossed $498,867. Minus my initial down payment of $200,000, and you add the brokerage split. I have a partnership with a brokerage, so anytime there's a transaction going through our brokerage, I get a cut. That's $2,083. My net profit on this deal is $300,950. Okay, which is a cumulative return of 150.47%. Annualized return of about 75%, which is incredible. All right, and the most incredible thing about this is that we controlled majority of the outcome. What do I mean by that? Let's just say you buy a single family home, market goes up, your home is worth $50,000 more, you sell it, you make $20,000-$30,000 after all fees. That's kind of like gambling because you're depending on the market, right? And depends on whether or not the market goes up, whether or not the market goes down. If you're talking about the single family example, your return is directly affected by the market. In this scenario, not so much so, okay? The market, the interest rate have a factor in this. However, majority of the price increase, majority of the net income were controlled due to the fact that we systematically increased, okay, the net rents, NOI, net operating income. So that directly increased the value, which directly affected our bottom line, our net income, okay? Now, if you're doing a flip, let's just say a person doing a flip, they buy a single family home, they spend $20, $30, whatever $1,000 on it, they sell it at a higher price. There's a lot of competition in that space because anybody with some money who want to get into real estate, that's probably the first thing they do. Here, instead of a 1-unit flip, we did it to all 8 units simultaneously over the course of 2 years, right? And so we put a multiplier on this flip effect. So instead of doing 1 unit and just fixing it up and selling it, what we did was we increased the rents to all 8 units by systematically renovating them over time and getting better quality tenants that are paying higher. So that effect, it was 8 times what you normally get for a traditional, single family home or 1-unit rental property. This is just on a bigger scale, right? And there's less competition in this space. It takes a lot more work, and it takes a bigger team and more operational capacity to be able to do this, but less competition. I would say easier money overall. And for you guys that are watching this, don't think, oh my god, I can't buy an 8-unit yet. Yeah, but I started with single family homes, right? So you guys can kind of take this concept and apply it on a very basic level first, and over time scale up to this, right? And of course, my company and myself, we're constantly expanding. This is just part of the expansion process. And me sharing this with you guys, I don't want you to get the wrong idea. I'm not here to say, oh, look how much money I made. Well, part of it is look how much money I made. But more so it was, hey, look at how much money I made and look at how I did it. So this way you may emulate the process. Does that make sense? Like, it is my hopes with these videos to be able to teach you guys on real estate, how to do some of these things so that eventually you guys may retire from passive income, or eventually you may become financially independent through real estate. I love this industry, and this industry has changed my life significantly, and I'm hoping that I could do the same for you. Anyways, if you guys have any questions, leave your questions or comments in the comment section. Subscribe to all the social media platforms, and reach out to me if you guys have anything, and hope to see you guys soon.